Hello and welcome to the Kia World Extreme Games in Shanghai, China. Coming up, Skateboard Vert.
Hey, what's up? Richie Brusco here. We're in Shanghai, China for the Kia World Extreme Games. I got my buddy Fox with me. We're gonna do a GoPro skate vert course preview and do some doubles. Check it out. The judges are looking for a few things. Looking for you to mix it up, use the whole ramp. Say hi to Fox on the way down. Big air. Come across the whole ramp. Take all that speed straight up. Spinning's good. Frontside too. They love lip tricks. Here's another one. And then for fun.
You ready, little man?
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, Fox, that was sick.
The Skateboard Vert qualifier, held beneath the shadows of the Oriental Pearl Tower, was a pressure cooker for the 14 skaters who competed. Why? That's simple. There were only 6 available spots to join the 4 already pre-qualified skaters. The Vert qualifier was broken into 3 heats, and each skater had 4 runs at 30 seconds a pop to turn out his best run. In the early going in Heat 1, the key was to stay on the board. You can call it nerves, or whatever the case might have been, a round of skaters had their difficulty staying on their board for the full 30 seconds. Separating himself from the rest of the pack was Danny Mayer. On his 3rd run, he put in a solid performance and, to the judges' liking, scored a 75.33 to lead all scorers. Second to him was Mitchie Brusco, who pulled off a late 720 in his run, but leaving too many walls blank reflected in his 73.33 score. Italo Penarubia was on the heels of Brusco, scoring a 72.33 late in the heat. Would that be enough to qualify? We would soon find out. The action stepped up in Heat 2 as the score to beat at the time was Mayer's 75.33. Sure, the scores would improve, and it didn't take long as Paul-Luc Ronchetti locked in a complete run, and in doing so, received the highest mark at the time, and that was a 79 even. His technical tricks were impressive, and the judges took notice. The intensity of skating continued to pick up as Sam Beckett, with his big bag of tricks and great style, earned a 78.33. His use of the entire ramp, flow, and alley-oops were certainly fun to watch. The judges agreed. Still, after Heat 2, no skater had cracked into the 80s. That had to change in Heat 3. The action in Heat 3 would be a deciding factor in what 6 skaters would move on to the Vert final. Again, as in Heat 1, we had our fair share of falls. For Pontus Bjorn, he took some hard hits, proving why it's always important to wear pads on a vert ramp. His scores were not a reflection of his effort. He would not advance into the final. But out of the heat, we would have 3 skaters who would. With his great style, Moto Shibata feels right at home in Shanghai as he put in back-to-back great runs for an impressive score of 81. He's fun to watch and always seems to skate well in Shanghai. Marcelo Bastos was also impressive as he turned in one of the more technical performances of any skater. His consistent barrage of flip tricks racked up a 78.33. But the run of the day was turned in by Canadian Pierre-Luc Gagnon. The salty veteran, back healthy again, blew the doors off the field. His score of 84.33 secured him a spot in the final, leading all qualifiers. Here's a look at our qualifiers for the Kia World Extreme Games Vert Final. Pierre-Luc Gagnon with an 84.33 topped all skaters today. How about Moto Shibata with that great run towards the end, an 81, and Paul-Luc Ronchetti with a 79.
We'll have Run 1 action after the break here at the Kia World Extreme Games. Welcome back to the Kia World Extreme Games for the Skateboard Vert Final Run 1.
Sam had some injuries last year. He's ready to go.
Sam Beckett getting ready to drop in on his first run of the day, and as Neil told you about earlier, he is a solid skateboarder, could really cause some havoc in the top 10.
Had a great 2015. He's already got a big win under his belt. Huge kickflip mute. Sam's got an amazing run. That's an Indy 540 right there, already adding some big difficulty in his first run.
Sam using the entire ramp, and can you talk about the judges real quick if we could sneak it in?
Hey, it's all about difficulty, it's style, really hard tricks, using the whole ramp, and that's a kickflip Indy that just takes Sam Beckett out, unfortunately, on his first run.
5 skaters have gone. Now we get ready for Pierre-Luc Gagnon from Canada, now living in California.
Look at this start. I think he's got his foot set up for a really difficult trick. Straight kickflip, mute, varial to fakie, straight into a switch heel flip 360. That is such difficulty straight out of the beginning of his run. Most people like to get a couple tricks in the bag before you try the really difficult stuff.
He's 18 years old, out of Colorado. Jono Schwan is really stoked to be here, traveling with his dad. Pierre-Luc Gagnon is now in first place with an 84.67.
Check out Jono Schwan's run right now. Jono might have something to say about that leaderboard. Jono's another guy that everyone has been saying could be a wild card this weekend. There's the huge McTwist. Jono has a huge bag of tricks. He has 720s on lock. We'll probably see that at the end of his run.
Here we go, Neil.
Look, setting up backwards, fakie, 2 full rotations right here. 720, mute grab, perfect.
Judges.
And that's normally a trick that's really hard to land with speed.
All eyes are on Shanghai right now here in the vert ramp. Here's a look at the leaderboard after one run. You've got Pierre-Luc Gagnon in the lead with an 84.67, Schwan in second, and Paul-Luc Ronchetti right now in third.
Welcome back to the Kia World Extreme Games for the Skateboard Vert Final Run 2.
Danny Mayer is our first skater to go here in the second round. He fell at the end of his run. It was a good run, but he only came away with a 52.67. Neil, he's got to crank it up.
Lots of speed from the roll-in, starting with alley-oop air. Backside 540, here's where he gets into the tech flip tricks. Oh, there's a kickflip Indy, really slow flip that time. Might not have landed the way he wanted to. Indy 360 to fakie, now backwards. That's the gay twist that he fell on first wall. Looking a lot more solid second run. I love this. Varial, backside 360.
He got a 79.
Yeah, and he had a fall right at the end of his run. Might have hurt his score just a little bit. His fall was right at the buzzer, but the judges still see that. He's going to want to improve and pop out after a full 30 seconds this run number 2. There is only 2 guys in the world that have done this, Paul-Luc Ronchetti and Sandro Diaz. That was a dangerous trick.
Moto Shibata is now getting ready, and here we go, Ronchetti with an 82.67. so he is in second place.
Moto Shibata, our only skater from Japan in the vert finals today. This kid has really grown up, developed some power in the last couple years. Skated great in the prelim round yesterday. Look at that front foot impossible.
From start to finish, Moto Shibata delivers outstanding run, and these replays indicate exactly what he did.
PLG is gonna really try and add some difficulty now that he's got the lead by a couple points. He fell right at the buzzer in his first run. He's gonna wanna make this 30 seconds clean his second run.
And Pierre-Luc is off to a great start. But take a look at this, Neil.
This is what PLG fell on his first run. Second run, perfect. Nollie heel flip, Indy 360. That is one of PLG's trademarks.
PLG delivers a huge smile, brings us to Jono Schwan, currently in third place, the young 18-year-old out of Colorado.
Jono's still in a podium position. He's gonna wanna step it up in the amplitude, alley-oop, heel flip Indy, straight off the roll-in into a massive 540. He's had difficult tricks every wall so far.
He brought it all together. Even though he falls at the end, he tucked in a lot of
and
tricks.
That's nose grab. That you're usually so light-footed when you grab the nose. There's the mute grab. That's the second 720. That's insane.
Andy McDonald fell on his first run just about at the first wall. Let's see if that happens again. Kind of doubt it. Normally he's the trick master as he parlays one trick into the next. And Schwan is currently in second place now with an 87.
Yeah, uncharacteristic fall by Andy Mack on his first run. He's currently in 10th place, last of the finalists. And Mr. Consistency, that's an unfamiliar position for Andy. Lean rodeo, that's almost like a snowboard maneuver right there. You saw the back foot getting a little bit sketchy, but he was still able to make it. Andrek hand plant just getting away. Luckily that was after time, not gonna hurt him too much with the score.
Ronnie Gomes gets ready to go in, and just as we say that, McDonald goes up to third place with an 83.67.
Ronnie Gomes had one of the most exciting first runs. He barely held on, didn't quite make the whole 30 seconds, but he's got a strong one going in run number 2. Heel flip frontside air, did this one really smooth.
We get set now for Jimmy Wilkins. You can see it in his face that he might be feeling a little bit of pressure as he gets ready to drop in. And he fell early on his run, the #1 qualifier, returning champion here from Shanghai.
This guy undoubtedly has the best style in vert skateboarding right now. So buttery smooth. Everything he does is just so fluid. He's basically everyone's favorite skater at the moment. Look at that. That's a frontside ollie, face high. That is impossible. Alley-oop, tail grab 540. 540 without grabbing, sliding it around. This is an amazing run by Jimmy Wilkins right now.
Taking a look at the leaderboard right now, Jimmy Wilkins goes all the way to third place with an 84.67. That knocks Andy down a notch in fourth place. Pierre-Luc is still the leader.
Welcome back to the Kia World Extreme Games for the skateboard vert final run 3.
Marcelo Bastos is our next skater getting ready to drop in for his third run of the day.
I'm really surprised. This is a guy that I thought could be a threat for the win, and he's in 10th place right now. He was just blowing my mind in practice all week. I think Marcelo's gonna make it happen either his third or fourth run.
He qualified based on his great performance last year here in Shanghai. Starts it off with a huge frontside air.
Look at that melon grab 540. Now's when he's gonna start flipping his board. There's the heel flip frontside air that gave him trouble before. Kickflip Indy looking really solid for Marcelo.
This is far different than his first 2 runs, Neil. He's got it going.
Nollie heel flip, frontside air, super tech by Marcelo. Tail grab 540. This is by far the best run he's had all day. That's gonna hurt him with the judges because he, you know, the board didn't flip and he kind of just had to sketch out. Kick flip varial, mute to fakie. That was a tray flip mute to fakie. Even added a little bit more difficulty right there. Kick flip mute to fakie. Pierre knows what he's got to do to get some space between him and Jono and Jimmy Wilkins.
He was off to a great start as he came away with a number of flip tricks, including this one.
Tray flip mute to fakie.
That's insane. Jono Schwan currently in second place with an 87.18 out of Colorado. Pierre-Luc Gagnon is now at an 89.67, so Schwan does not know that because he drops in right when the score was posted.
Jono knows that he can come close to PLG, and he knows that he can add a couple tricks to his run. What's he setting up for? Nose grab 720, landing with speed.
He is attacking this vert ramp.
It's amazing that he can use the 720 to set up into hard flip tricks. Watch this nose grab. Super solid.
Staying on his board, though, the entire time, and that's got to count with the judges. Andy McDonald now is looking at a challenge ahead of him in this 3rd run. He had a 36.67 in his first run, falling off the first wall. Comes right back at it, nails an 83.67. I don't care what he gets, at 41 still rolling, that's pretty cool.
That is so cool. Little hang loose from Andy Mack as he rolls in, and Andy loves coming to China. He's all about experiencing the culture.
Take us through this, Neil, as Andy brought it on this 3rd run.
This is the 720. Look at his front foot all the way up on the nose. Looked like he was gonna under-rotate this lean rodeo. Just caught that sticker right on the vert. I have no idea how he was able to bring that one around.
Jimmy Wilkins getting ready to drop in on the 3rd run of the day for him. He had a great run at an 84.67. Right now he's in 4th place, and boy, he is really coming on strong right now.
Jimmy's gonna have to add a couple hard tricks to bump up the leaderboard. This is an unfamiliar position for him for the last year or so. If Jimmy makes his run, he's close to the top in 1st or 2nd. He's not used to being down in 4th. He's gone from the underdog to the favorite. Look at that frontside ollie. That is such amazing technique. Ollie 540, that is just incredible to do in your contest run. What's Jimmy gonna add now? Kickflip melon 360. I've not even seen him try that in practice. He knew that he had to add the hard tricks. Didn't happen. He's gonna have one more shot.
Totally went for it. Jimmy Wilkins, here we go, our #1 qualifier because of last year's ranking of #1 here in Shanghai.
Look at this, Ollie 540. He's the only one in vert skateboarding doing that trick like that in the vert contest.
Here's our current leaderboard after 3 runs. Pierre-Luc Gagnon with an 89.67. Jono Schwan still in 2nd place with an 88.67. But how about Andy McDonald? He's moved into 3rd place. With 3 runs in the books, the skateboard vert final came down to the 4th and final run. The best overall score wins, and the score to beat going into run 4 was PLG's 89.67. For Paul-Luc Ronchetti, he turned in the best run of the day for him. Skating great, he earned a score of 86, and that vaulted him into the 3rd spot, bumping veteran Andy McDonald to 4th. This was unfamiliar territory for Andy Mack, as his run 4 did not impress the judges enough to move his score. Pierre-Luc Gagnon not only held on to his #1 spot, but improved upon it with the highest mark of the day. It was an impressive 91.67. PLG was definitely back in fine form. Jono Schwan also did not hold back and gave Pierre a run for his money, literally. The 18-year-old from Colorado tore up the ramp with an impressive explosion of 720s. He fell at the very end, but still impressed the judges enough to increase his score to an 89.33. The last skater to go, and the only one that could upset PLG in the #1 spot, was defending champ Jimmy Wilkins. He had his best run of the day, but fell for his 4th time and would not repeat as a skateboard vert champ at the Kia World Extreme Games. Here's a look at the final results. The gold goes to Canadian Pierre-Luc Gagnon with a score of 91.67. The silver to 18-year-old John O'Schwan. And on his 4th and final run, Paul-Luc Ronchetti earned himself an 86, good enough for the bronze.
Well, almost. I kind of fell, at the buzzer in the first run, and I think the third one was a little sketchy. Was super happy with the second and last run. It's awesome being out here in front of the Pearl Tower, and especially after being hurt last year and having like a really rough year. It's amazing to be back and get to compete and ended up winning. So I couldn't ask for a better weekend.
Check out KiaWorldExtremeGames.com for more information on the Kia World Extreme Games. For Neil Hendricks, Paul Higgins, and myself, Paula, goodbye, and see you next time for more action.